Reality doesn't change just because it's nighttime. And we think, well, when you're awake, the waking hours of the day, we think that there's something more valid there. Active in the daily life, bumping into things, feeling the bump on your body that you bumped into something. You think it's solid. When you go outside, there's the air, whatever, an environment that you're in, a city, a country, a forest, or at the ocean, doesn't matter. You're perceiving it all, and you're thinking at the same time. You're thinking, dreams, fantasies, decisions, scientific rationale for what's going on. Everything. So that when you go to sleep, there's the daylight and then there's night. And we kind of generalize like we think that somehow reality isn't there at night when you're asleep. It's the same. Reality's the same. Day or night. It's just, sun's out. And another time, sun isn't. And it's dark. But reality's the same. The silence is the basic element of either. And it's the basic element within you. Whether it's daytime or nighttime. So at some point you sleep. Generally, sometimes through the night. And in sleeping, you dream. Not all the time, but you dream. And in those dreams, all sorts of things happen. Fantastic things happen. And they're all still within you. And when you get up in the daylight again, sometimes you remember, boy, that was quite a dream. Oh boy, wow, I wonder what that meant. But it was just more of the same. The constant is just that flow of that inner world there within you of thoughts, emotions, and dreams, and fantasies, and hopes, and all the other plans and whatnot that are going on. And when you go at night, and you sleep, and you have dreams, well, reality's the same. And that churning, what would you call it? Just a churning wheel or something of more emotions, more thoughts, more dreams, more. Well, you're asleep. But reality, the real reality, is the same, consistent. Day and night, day and night, day and night. And that's silent. The basic element of it is silent. Within you and without you. All around you. Sounds are added on. You can hear machinery in the background. You can hear birds singing. Well, that's just added on. But the reality is still the same within you. The basic thing. Pervasive thing. In fact, think of it. That silent there within you is the same as the silent that is around you. And in fact, you only can identify and recognize that silent around you by being silent within you. And then you can't say they connect, because they're not ever separated. Silence is silence. Pervasive within inside of you at the same time as around you. It's one thing. So where do you go? Why do you think you go somewhere when you die? You're going to go somewhere. Just look what you know from living. Look how you understand reality. And the basic component of its expression is that sense of silence. All pervasive. It's there within you, just as it is without, all around you. That's the consistent thing. That's the reality of reality. And from looking at that, and from that, basic perspective, then everything else kind of falls into place. Everything about emotions, cultural decisions of how you're supposed to act and what you're supposed to wear, and biases and prejudices. You see that they're all fabricated. They have nothing to do with silence. And silence has nothing to do with it. And silence doesn't care. Silence doesn't make some effort at all. Just as it doesn't make an effort within you. It's there. You can recognize it. You can get familiar with it. You, when you get familiar with it, recognize that it's pervasive. There isn't a separation. The fabrication is that it's a separation because your body. There within you. And then there's this barrier of your skin, your body, and your barrier between other people, their skin, distance. Objects, a table, a chair, there's things. Oh boy, there's things. Yeah, there's things. So what? Doesn't make a difference to the innate silence, the clarity. That's silence. See for yourself. That silence isn't dull, asleep. That would be a thing. That would be a thing, a concept, and it doesn't have it. What's profound about silence is that it's so, profound. It's so pervasive. And it's everywhere. Between all of us. And all the other stuff of our life, of activities, thinking, you could say we're kind of moving through silence. So of course at some point in your dream world you have these fabulous things and you wake up and they're gone. And most of the times you don't even remember. You just say, oh boy, I don't know what it was I dreamed, but that was something. Oh boy. I don't know. Vanished. Silence is consistent. Keeps going. Doesn't alter. Doesn't get more or less or anything. Doesn't get more prevalent or less. Is you recognizing silence that starts to be within you, within your awareness. When you start to recognize silence, wow, it's clear, it's bright, you have to say kind of things. But it doesn't have words that we can put on it, that close it in, define it. It's silent. It's not numb in that regard. Because if you sit in silence and you really know silence, wow, you're looking at everything just as it is. Not only within you, without you see all those dreams and those fabrications of thoughts and just bubbling up, where they bubble up from, well, sort of from silence itself. It's just like a possibility. Silence doesn't interfere. Silence isn't doing anything. It's letting all things go. Anything goes. Anything goes. It doesn't interfere. So when you recognize silence, all those other biases, prejudice, cultural decisions, that you were indoctrinated with from, the dumb Dark Age religions and military propaganda and, all the usual stuff. It just vaporizes to the reality of silence. It doesn't mean, when you recognize it, you're there. you're at silence. Well, that's something. But see, this is something you have to find yourself, too. People can tell you about it. They've told you about it down through the ages. Down through the ages. Wisdom teachers. Everybody's been saying, well, what's the purpose? What's there to know? What do we do? How? We're going to die for sure at some point, so what's it all about, Alfie? And then there is a way to know it, to get it, to directly experience. Not read it in a book. Not just hear it and then think, oh yeah, okay, that's it. I got it. And boom, the switch has been flipped on, and you're there. Oh no. Your attention and grasping and clinging onto all those thoughts and dreams and decisions, well, they're strong. That's been a habitual activity. So when you're trying to recognize and spend some time in silence, you're going to find quite naturally that there's a lot of thoughts and everything that keep bubbling back, keep coming back, keep coming back, keep kind of throwing you off. But gradually, you see, it's just a matter, once again, of reestablishing connection. Or you could say, starting a different pattern. The pattern that comes with repetition. So you get familiar. So you get to recognize it and then acknowledge it, and then kind of automatically through your day, you just kind of recognize the basic reality again. And again. And again. Thoughts come and go back. And gradually, you get more understanding. You get more direct experience. You do. But you have to do it. You have to make the effort. You have to think it's valid. Well, why do we do that? Why do we want to know this innate silence within us? Even though it dissolves all your neurosis, even though it dissolves all your attachment and clinging, all your delusions, all your prejudices and biases, don't you think that might be kind of interesting to know, direct experience, that all those vaporized? And you just were in the natural state that you always had. And when you get to silence and you're familiar with silence, what else are you going to know? And like we say, it's the same within you as without you. It's all around you. It's consistent. There's no separation. Well. When you die, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to keep bubbling on with my thoughts and emotions. I got to get to the store and go here and buy that pair of shoes, and I got to come home and know what you're going to do. And Uncle Red is coming over. No, that guy. No. That goes, dissipates, just like the experience you had during life that you take the effort to find of recognizing silence. So you'll be familiar. You'll know it. You'll know in advance. And you'll be familiar in advance with what happens at death. When you actually drop the body, when you look, folks, many of you must have seen friends of yours by now who have died, and so you've been there at their side or at the hospital room, and they've passed on, and you go, you've seen it. They're gone. All that stops. There's just the corpse, this lump Can't move one bit by itself anymore. Well, it's sort of like the symbol of all your thoughts. Poof, gone. Blunk, just a lump. And what went? Where did you go? Well, silence is your answer. Silence. The profound, all-pervasive constant that you have right now. That's where it is. There's your answer. You can know it. And well, that takes off a lot of worries and suffering and pain and what's going to happen. When I die, do I go? You know, all those fantasy stories of suffering and hell and, or, well, whatever, all those stories of Dark Age religion, they're gone. They vaporize into the all-pervasive reality of silence, the profound. It's there within you. See for yourself. You have to make the effort. It's there. It's always been there.